So you got to love this. I've had a group that I don't manage my own properties. The reason I don't is because there's just landlord laws and real estate laws and things like that. And I want some help regarding the liability of some of those things. I'm not necessarily a passive investor. I'm not opposed to coordinating with homeowner or home buyers and so forth. But in general, it's just easier for me to have somebody else manage it. So I've had this Premier Realty LLC, and there's a couple of gals there, Janine and Michelle, that worked very well with the owner. They were great, and I they managed my properties for me. Well, over the course of the last year or so, they left. So when that happened, it was kind of an interesting development that took place after that. So what happened was is I actually called him on a different property, and the kid says, "Hey, the gal at your Aurora property is going to move out." And I said, "Dude, that wasn't even on my radar. Like, we didn't have any discussions on this, anything else." So I said, "All right, well, let me come get the key from you so I can go over to the property." And I called him and I emailed him like every day for about a week. I said, "I'm going to come over Wednesday. I'm going to come get the key." So I show up on Wednesday, and it's during the day. It's about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and I know that he's in the building. And I walk into the building. I walk up to the door, and the door's closed. And so I knock on the door, and nobody answers. And the blinds are drawn, and there is a sign on it that says by appointment only and have a telephone number. So I call the number. I can hear the phone ringing inside the building, and no one answers the phone. Nobody comes to the door. So I know the dude's inside. So what I do then is I walk outside and I climb the rail. They're on the ground level, and I knock on the window, and I can see him inside the building. And I'm knocking on the window and I'm pointing like, "Dude, go open the door so I can go in and I can get the key." Obviously, this is going to be the end of my relationship with Premier Realty LLC at this point, when they're hiding in the office and won't answer their phones, won't answer their emails, and won't even come to the door. One thing that's important is whenever you're checking out businesses, you want to check out their reviews, obviously. But what I've noticed is it always hits you with the most relevant. You want to go to newest. And the reason you want to do that is you want to see what is happening in currently. A year ago, 2 years ago isn't as relevant as what's happening recently. This is a perfect example. The gentleman who ran the shop unfortunately died a couple of years ago, and so if you start to look at what the current reviews are, you can see what the current status of the business is like. Well, after he saw me banging on the window, he did come to the door, and I was able to get the keys, and then I was off to the townhouse to deal with the tenant that was supposed to have moved out that hadn't yet done so. So, more to come.